Hi, I'm Dana Trump. I'm with the Land Pride Service Department. Today we're going to show you the differences between the reverse tine tillers and forward tine tillers. Let's jump right in. Our line of commercial tillers include the 20 series, 25 series, and 35 series. We have both forward and reverse tines. These commercial tillers have 6 tines per flange. The 6 tine per flange is going to give you smaller material when compared to a residential tiller that only has 4 tines per flange. The commercial tillers are heavier than residential by far, so therefore they dig down the hard soil like we got here today, and they do a very good job, normally with one pass. Our reverse tines, here on my right, process the material. The rotor turns opposite direction of the rear tire of the tractor. So it's taking that dirt from the front and rolling it over the top of the tines. It's putting it out the back. This particular 25 series here has got fingers in the back that are sticking down. It acts like a rake. Big material will hit them fingers and drop it into the soil down below. The fine stuff goes through those fingers and puts all the fines on top. So it's a good way to bury material very easily. In front on our reverse tine, you'll actually have a piece of rubber, in this case rubber / metal. It's to hold your swell back to your tiller. Because like I said before, it's going to grab this dirt from the front, it's got to roll it up over the top before it processes the material. So watch your swell. If you drive too fast with a reverse tine, you'll see this swell of dirt get away from your tiller and get closer to your tractor tires. That should be a sign for you that you're going too fast. The tiller's not processing the material quick enough compared to what your drive speed is. Also remember, if you're in a lot of debris like rocks, bricks, that kind of stuff, if you get very large with a reverse tine tiller, it's going to grab a hold of that stuff and again, bring it up over the top of the tines, and you can wedge stuff between the tines and the frame. That normally will smoke your clutch if it's pre-slipped before you start. If the smaller debris you got has got enough clearance, it'll pass right through and it's going to bury that material down the bottom. You won't see it. On the RTA tillers, the tines turn the same direction as the tractor tires. This machine processes material from the front down under and throws it out the back. Completely opposite of the reverse tine. Debris like rocks, bricks, whatever, it's a lot more forgiving with the forward tine tiller. If you're in that type of situation, you definitely want an RTA over an RTR. If you find a rock or a brick with a forward tine tiller, a tine's going to grab a hold of it and it's going to throw it right out of the back and throw it on top of the dirt. So you can actually go pick it up and discard it later if you like. If you drive too fast with a forward tine tiller, it's going to let the tiller right up out of the ground a little bit, so you're not tilling as deep. So take and watch the ground speed. The overthrow that you have in front of the rotor will also tell you a lot. The more overthrow you have in the front is less material going out the back. If your tiller is bouncing, that means you're driving too fast for existing conditions. Always make sure to adjust your 3-point rate of drop before you go out tilling. We do not want you to go out there and let the 3-point lever down and this tiller smack the ground. We got cast housings for these bearings. Let your tiller down gently. If your tractor has a hydrostat transmission, when you're tilling, run it in low, don't run it medium or high. All that does, you have less control over your speed and it makes your oil hotter than it needs to be. Run the transmission in low, you're good to go. This ground's extremely hard out here. With a real sharp knife, it's very hard to push it down that far. I'm going to make a couple of passes. I'll make the first one going slow, that I feel is perfect speed for this hard condition. I run another pass after that. I'm going to drive faster. The point is, I'll show you guys what the difference of the material looks like between the two speeds. This ground is hard. It's doing a nice job. Look at the small particles on top. And I'm running 0.8 mile an hour at this time. according to this tractor dash. If you notice, the forward tine is going to actually fluff that soil up a little bit more than the reverse tine. It actually adds air to the soil. So if it's a little damp, you can actually use this process to help dry it out a little bit quicker if you're trying to get on it and get it done before the next rain comes in. We do have a few weeds in front of us, so I want to get over the top of it to show you what an RTA can actually do with vegetation with a commercial tiller. Because you can also bury vegetation with a forward tine tiller just as easy as a reverse tine if you know what you're doing. This ground's not quite as tough. I'm doing 1 mile an hour at this time. There's powder back there. You notice the difference in the soil conditions? And look, the weeds that I went over, they're buried. Time for the next pass. See the tiller jerking around back there? I'm doing 1.2 mile an hour. Engine's pulling down. Tiller's bouncing around, jiggling around like that. It's throwing dirt clear out there to my tractor tires. I'm gonna go a little faster just to prove a point. You notice that we're not tilling quite as deep. Too much travel speed for the conditions of the soil. If you're traveling too fast, you know how we got this little hump here? The side that I went slow on is really nice and even. If you see humps in it, you're driving too fast. You can do a better job by slowing down, making one pass. This material here, it's pretty loose. It's about how deep I am. Where I went slower, she's still just as loose. It pays to go slow. You notice forward tine tiller, it took the weeds out without any problem. You don't see any on top. This first pass I'm gonna go a slow speed where I feel it's processing material the way it needs to, and then we'll recap. Okay, this was our slow pass. If you notice, our swell is small. This swell never got in front of the guard on the front of the tiller. And if you notice, this material, it just made powder out of it. The weeds that we had out here, you don't see them because the RTR will actually bury them. It does have a guard in here with fingers on it that will take all the big stuff and throw it on the bottom, and all the fine material it throws on top to make a nice seed bed out of it. As if you notice on RTR tiller, I'm not sinking in very deep. You can tell how deep it's going. This is pretty firm for running a tiller across it. My next pass, we're gonna go faster, and we'll show you the difference. Okay, this was our fast pass. If you notice how big this swell is, this swell was going clear in front of the rubber deflector in front of the tiller. It's working the soil. You'll notice there's bigger aggregates in here. It's not ground up quite as fine, it's growing slow. Next thing you're gonna notice is we still got about the same foot compaction, maybe a little bit less. I was driving too fast for the existing conditions. The machine was not able to process the soil 100%. Now that you guys have seen the difference between the reverse tine and the forward tine out in the field, you guys can choose the best tilling action to suit your needs the best. If you got any questions, consult your operator's manual or landpride.com. I'm Dana Trump. Thank you for watching, and thank you for buying Land Pride.